Have you ever found yourself completely exhausted from showing up for everyone else, but totally forgetting to show up for yourself? If that hits home, then you're in the right place. Today, we're going to break down how to finally get off that endless treadmill of people-pleasing and get your peace back. Let's dive in. Oh man, does this sound familiar? Your phone buzzes. It's that friend. Again, you are just wiped out. But before you even think, your fingers are already typing, of course, what time? We've all been there. It's that automatic yes, that knee-jerk reaction that feels helpful in the moment, but, the resentment always kicks in later. It's such a common pattern, especially for those of us who feel things really deeply. And here's the truth we really need to sit with for a second. This might be tough to hear, but people-pleasing, it isn't some noble act of kindness. When you get right down to it, it's actually a form of self-abandonment. It's driven by fear, right? Fear of conflict, fear of letting someone down, or, and this is a big one, fear of not being seen as useful or good. So you may be wondering, where does this whole pattern even come from? Well, let's get into the origin story. Because, understanding the why is the absolute first step to letting go of all the shame that gets tangled up in this. I want you to really take this in. Your people-pleasing habit didn't start because you're weak or because something's wrong with you. Not at all. It started because you were smart. Think about it. As a kid, you figured out that being helpful or easygoing or just compliant was the safest way to get love, to keep the peace, to just get by. It was a brilliant survival strategy that absolutely worked for you back then. And that's the whole key right there. The strategy itself wasn't the problem. The problem is that we're still using that childhood strategy in our adult lives where honestly it's causing more harm than good. When you understand your why, you can look at this pattern with some compassion. And self-compassion, that's the real engine for change, not beating yourself up. But let's be real, that old strategy has a very, very high cost in your life right now. So let's take a hard look at what you're actually giving up. Because the stakes for staying stuck in this pattern, they're huge. It all comes down to this simple, kind of brutal math. Your time, your energy, your focus, none of it is infinite. You've only got so much. So every single time you give an automatic yes to someone else's request, you are, by default, saying no to something for yourself. And all those little no's to yourself, they add up. And we're not talking about small things. We're talking about huge, tangible sacrifices. The hobbies you loved but never have time for anymore. The important relationships you've let slide, including the one with yourself. And what about those big dreams that just keep getting pushed to the back burner? See, the cost isn't just feeling tired, it's the entire life you're not getting to live. Okay, so this brings us to what is maybe the biggest turning point in this whole journey. It's a complete mindset shift around the one thing that people pleasers tend to fear the most: boundaries. I think the biggest fear is that if you set a boundary, you're just going to push people away, that you're building a wall. But here's a really crucial difference. Walls are meant to keep everybody out, period. Boundaries are different. They actually define how people can connect with you in a way that's healthy and respectful. They're like a welcome mat with instructions. This means that good boundaries actually lead to real connection, real intimacy, because they're built on honesty, not resentment that's been simmering for years. They let people know where you stand, and that protects the relationship. You have to remember this: the only relationships that won't survive your boundaries are the ones that were only working because you didn't have any. Okay, that all sounds great in theory, right? But how? How do you actually start doing this? Well, you don't go from 0 to 100 overnight. It starts with one tiny but incredibly powerful first step. I want to introduce you to the brave micro-no. This is your starting line. It's a small, low-stakes refusal. Think of it like going to the gym for the first time. You're not going to try and lift 300 pounds, right? You start with the 5-pound dumbbell. It's not about the weight itself. It's about starting to build that boundary muscle. And here's exactly how you do it. Step 1, practice the pause. When someone asks you for something, just don't answer right away. Take a breath. That's it. Step 2, deliver a simple, low-stakes no. Something like, not this time, but thanks for asking. And step 3, and this is so important, notice that you survived. The world did not end. They didn't hate you forever. The catastrophe you played out in your head, it didn't happen. You just proved to your nervous system that it's safe to say no. So once you start practicing those little micro-no's, you begin to build the confidence, that muscle memory, to set bigger, more important boundaries in the areas of your life that really matter. Take work, for example. Instead of just piling on another task that isn't really your job, you can use a clear professional script just like this one. I don't have capacity for that right now. It's not mean, it's just honest. And it protects your energy so you can actually do the job you were hired to do well. Oof, family boundaries can be the toughest, can't they? But a simple, kind, and firm script like this can be a lifesaver. I won't be able to make it this time, but I hope you all have fun. You see? No long excuses, no over-explaining. You're just honoring your own needs while still wishing them the best. And what about friendships? Especially with friends who might, drain your battery a little. Setting a time boundary right at the beginning of the conversation is an absolute game changer. It means you can be fully present and supportive, but inside a container that protects your own energy. When it comes down to it, every single no you say to something that drains you or doesn't align with you is actually a massive yes to yourself. It's a yes to your own peace, your own energy, your own dreams. That's the real prize here. It was never about pushing people away. It was always about making space for your own beautiful life to finally show up. So I'll leave you with this question to really think about. After everything we've talked about, what is one tiny, brave, micro no that you can practice today? Just one small step to start saying yes to the life that's waiting for you.